Hi there, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Time sure flies. Seems like my entire life has been traveling as fast as the speed of light, and is getting very close to its destination. You know the one I mean. The one where you are looking down at the daisies, and the next thing, you're looking up at them. But I'm not going to get into that. No, that's kind of depressing. I think I'll just look back at a time in my life to those old hippie days when I was a whole lot younger and had a spring to my step rather than a slow shuffle. Yeah, I was even alive then when we let our hair grow long, walked barefoot, and the women were braless, had flowers in their hair and beads dangled around their necks. Besides drawing and painting, I like to write too. And since I'm still a hippie at heart, I wrote, illustrated, and self-published this little 20-page booklet, Haiku for You, which fits into a greeting card envelope. My alter ego name is Trip, so I used it for the subtitle, Trippin' with Trip. Pretty catchy, don't you think? Since the art for that period was very colorful, bright neon hues with a tint of psychedelic, I tried to treat the haiku and the illustrations in the same manner. My wife Sarah, her alter ego name Daisy, and I had been planning to travel across Canada in our hippie hangout, 1972 Golden Falcon trailer in 2021. Even though recovering from cancer treatments had taken a lot out of me, I created this booklet while lying in a bed in the kitchen with an ileostomy bag attached to me. However, when I was well enough to travel, although it was very difficult for me, we did manage to travel the Maritimes and Quebec Gaspé Peninsula and gave out copies of Haiku for You to many of the people we met along the way. Although my haiku may not be the greatest, by using a base as simple as peace and love, it reflects a time concerning speaking out against the corrupt corporations and peaceful demonstrations against the war in Vietnam. In a way, what is happening today, especially with our neighbors south of the border, it seems like the same thing is occurring again. The first page of haiku begins at the beginning of life, and I wrote, a bygone era. 2 gentle, caring hippies. A love child is born, which I think is quite fitting. And then the family head out. Flowers and rainbows adorn a magical van, tripping down the road until they reach communal living, a gathering of spirits, sharing everything. Once settled, any friend of theirs had a free place to crash, wine, food, soft pillow and bed, hippie pad delight. And of course, like many hippies of the day, drugs, psychedelic hues, Mary Jane's smoky moments, filled with joy, and love may have prevailed. Since I lived on the west coast of BC then, I can remember loving young hippies, hugging, kissing on the beaches, footprints washed away. And of course, music seemed to be always playing. Imagine Lennon, Beatles' Yellow Submarine, his plea for freedom, his life cut short way too soon. Since I am a Canadian, I was lucky and didn't have to fight in Vietnam. But even in this country, gentle protesters scream for peace, equality, their voices unheard. Love and peace were what we were mostly all about, but many, naked hippie chick, like doves flying upwards, hopes for freedom. And my wife Daisy and I still do. Hand in hand they glow, as warm as golden moonbeams at a midnight dance. Nothing like rainbows, butterflies, rising from marmalade fields, dance with thunderclouds. I painted this illustration on our trailer and later added our little dog, Bobby McGee. I can remember going into a nightclub of sorts one late evening, and a small band was playing. The music so loud my ears almost bled. Musical moments, enhanced by fluorescent dreams, thrill the child within. And our attire during the hippie era was hardly conservative. Bell-bottom jeans, beads, no bra, flowers in her hair, a true hippie chick. Flowers were a beautiful present. Rhododendrons, roses, hollyhocks, and 1 carat. A hippie's garden like this could be found on a commune. Free love abounded, and in the evenings you might just see silhouettes grooving, tattle on moonlit lovers, soul-filling moments. The meaning of peace was huge, and we wanted so badly to give it a chance. Castles in the sky, a lonely dove flies homeward, coos for peace unheard. And peace, make love, not war. Ask, gas, grass, nothing is free, not even freedom. It seems as though way back then, like now, everyone is still out to make a buck in any way possible. Greed is definitely one of our greatest downfalls. I smoked a fair amount of weed in those days, and to be honest, I still do to this day. I believe a marijuana high smooth away the wrinkles, caress the spirit. And now, like the beginning of the booklet, we've reached the last page. Like I've almost reached the last page of my life. And the way I seem to be going seems to be, hippies never die, because like old bell-bottoms, they just fade away. My wife played a big part in keeping me alive while I was struggling with cancer and the chemo and radiation treatments. Although I sometimes have difficulty painting or writing, I still persevere at creating stories and paintings, which resulted in this little poetry booklet. It takes me longer, but the effort is worthwhile, even if no one ever reads a single word or sees a single brushstroke. It's just what I do. I hope you enjoyed the haiku and my old man ramblings, and if you did, please leave a like, or even better yet, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Cheers, eh?